All right, you guys, welcome to the Fam Jam team call. It is August 5th. I am hopefully really excited to bring you guys a ton of Instagram training tonight. We're going to see if technology is my friend here. And before we do, I want to say first and foremost that like coming into a new month and going off of an older month, we have seen such incredible success on this team. And I'm going to share something with you guys because I just feel like for recognition, this is going to blow your minds. This is our leaderboard for the month of July. You guys, absolutely blown away by literally each and every one of you. We have 7 people who hit Success Club 10 plus. We have like 16 people in Success Club 5 or more. And look at all the incredible people that have helped to change at least one life or more under the Life Changers. And then we also have a ton of like, honestly, it just blows my mind to have over 250 personal volume and over 500 personal volume on the leaderboard for July. Massive shout out to all of you. I hope you guys recognize the success that you had in July and you are proud of that because this board shows a lot of lives changed. And this board is something to be so proud of, not only your own success, but maybe you have a couple of coaches who are on this board. Maybe you have one coach who's on this board, whoever is, I'm so proud of you guys and I hope that you guys are too. So I'm going to post that into the team page tonight so you guys can tag anyone that's in there, celebrate each other, shout everyone out. And I hope that you guys will just take a hot second to congratulate yourself and be proud of everything that you've accomplished in the month of July because I'm super proud of you guys. So we are going to, from here on out, really try and have our Success Club updated weekly to help with some of the recognition. I love the amount of recognition that we have on this team call. However, it is cutting into a lot of our team call time. The past like month and a half, our recognition has been like 20 minutes or more, which is awesome. However, it's leaving only like 30 minutes for us to have any type of training. And then there's not really a lot of time for any Q&A at the end either. So we're going to update that, but I would love if we could recognize rank advancements if someone has already hit Success Club 5 or 10 for the month, and welcoming any new coaches as well. So if you guys can unmute yourself, if you have recognition for tonight, that would be incredible. And I will mute myself so you guys can go ahead.
I'm going to go first tonight. Yeah! Because I'm super excited to welcome a new coach. She doesn't have her camera on, but I'm so excited to introduce my new coach, Jada. This is her first team call tonight, so I'm super excited to see what she's going to do. I have so much faith in this girl. So let's give her all the love.
I love it. Welcome.
Hi, thank you guys. Thank you. Sorry, I'm going to get a new phone and then you can see my face some more.
I love it. We can't wait to see your face. Who else has recognition?
Patricia does. Oh, Rachel.
I just want to welcome my new coach, Ashley. She just joined us as a coach, and I'm super excited for her. She's going to rock this business. I'm so excited.
Welcome. Who else has recognition?
I got one. Melina Paredes, she actually joined the call. I can see her on the call right now. She's back to coaching again, and she actually went Emerald. Not officially, but she's going to be Emerald officially on Thursday. So welcome, Melina, and I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Batu. Sorry, guys, I'm on mute because my little one's just next to me running around, so avoiding distractions.
Welcome. Next. Cool.
I'll go. I just have one today. She's not on the call, but I wanted to give a huge shout out to Erin, who will officially be Emerald tomorrow. And for just like hitting SC8 last month and really her first kind of go at this. She just started. So I'm really, really, really proud of her. She launched a blog this month, went Emerald, hit SC8. Like she's just rocking it. So I really, really, really wanted to give her a huge shout out for when she watches this recording later.
That's incredible. I love it. I can't wait till she sees this. Who else?
I'll go. Hi, everyone. Just want to recognize my working coach, Mary. She went Emerald last Thursday, so it's official. So she's Emerald. Adriana is officially a success starter, so she's doing, she'll be in that control freak test group, so super happy for her. And Ida sent her first VIP cart just like a half hour ago, so super proud of her. It's a huge, huge thing, and I'm very proud of her. That's it for me.
That's amazing. I love it. Congrats, you guys. Anyone else?
Hey guys, I wanted to shout out a brand new coach, Nicole Cal. And not only is she brand new, but she hit Emerald, and she'll be locking that in tomorrow, and I'll announce that officially. So I'm super jacked for her. Just out of the gate, rock star. SC4, Ashley Bloomfield, SC4. Already, it is so early. I'm so excited about that. And of course, Alexandra, SC4 as well. She needs one more person, guys, and she's locked in her Success Club starter. They're so close to Diamond, all of them. And a big shout out to Rachel as well. She's got her SC2 happening and such great conversations going. Confidence, she's got her goals to go Diamond by August 20th. It's huge. I'm jacked for her, and I'm all in with it. So I can't wait to see what the Meltdown Moms are going to continue to do. And I just want to shout out again, Team Cup, guys. I'm loving the chats that are going on. I've been doing a few power hours. Feel like you can log on. It's a little less, I would say, professional, just because my kids are always up at 9 a.m. But I am here for you guys, and I am willing to have anyone on that. So feel free to join in. And everyone's killing Team Cup. I'm so proud of you all. Thank you.
I love it. That's awesome. Yes, Team Cup. You guys are we're rocking it. Trish, did you have some?
I do, and it's perfect timing. Someone came in for some water, so it's really noisy in my end, of course. What else is new? I just want to give a huge shout out to Marley. Marley is in her second month of coaching, and within 2 days into August has already hit Success Club 6, and the same as last month. So she's just literally a month away from Success Starter. And then Teresa Westrick as well. She's at SC4, and she's one challenge pack away from also hitting Success Starter. And I should say that Amy and Marley both are literally on the doorstep to Diamond. Like, it's right in front of them. We're buckling down for Team Cup, and we're really trying to kick some butt to make this really happen. So yeah, that's mine.
Love it. Let's go, ladies.
I'll go quickly because I'm trying to get this little rugrat to bed. She's crazy, guys. She's crazy. Shout out to our newest coach, Sasha. I don't know if you're on here. I don't see you, but if you are watching the recording, she's got a little one. She's a single mama. She quit her corporate job. She worked at Indeed with me. Gives me hope. So she's badass, and she used to actually train me. So I think that she's going to do some great things. And shout out to Josie. Now, she actually is a newer coach, but this is her first call with us. So that's a big step, and she just graduated. So shout out to everybody. I see you all. Everyone's slaying it. Every single coach in here is killing it, and you're all doing big things. So keep it up, guys.
I love it. Anyone else? Danielle.
I'll go real quickly. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I was gonna shout you out, so you after me. I just want to go real quickly. I wanted to say shout out Cassie. She can't be on tonight because she's training a client right now, but when she watches the recording, huge congrats for hitting SC6 already 2 months into the August Team Cup. So I'm so proud of her. And then Marisol can't hop on until later tonight, so I wanted to at least give a huge shout out to Liz. Success Starter is locked in. So super proud of you. You're going to slay the test group later this year. So again, congrats to everyone.
Oh man, thanks. I got chills, guys. That's awesome. So I have a new coach, and she can't be on here with us right now, but huge shout out to Linda. She started last week. She hit Emerald last week. She's at SC6.
and she's just absolutely amazing. So I'm so, so happy and proud to have her on our team.
I love this, you guys. That's incredible. Anyone else with recognition? Going once, going twice. I'm going to welcome 3 of our new coaches. I need to welcome officially Stephanie, Katie, and Kristen. Welcome you guys to the Fam Jam. We're so excited. And official welcome to everyone who's starting and kicking off their business in August into our August training. We're so excited for you guys, and I cannot wait to see what you guys take out of the training. And I just can't wait to see like where this month takes you guys, because Team Cup is a big month. We also have MBF, which is a really big launch for us. And I feel like this is just such a cool time to be entering into starting a new business in a brand new program. It's such a cool season to be able to start your new business during all of this. So huge welcome to you guys. Massive congrats to everyone. Okay, let's kick this off. I am going to flip the script and we are going to talk about Instagram tonight. So I could go on and on and on and on and on about Instagram. I also will let you know that my Instagram decided to update today and there's a brand new feature on there. So I may be learning alongside you guys with a cool new feature that is out. I will do my best to give you all the information on it tonight, but know that we will for sure have a ton more information coming out about the new Reels on Instagram, which is kind of cool. So I'm just gonna share my screen. And hopefully this works because I had all the gazillion-and-one updates I had to do before. Can you guys see just my Instagram screen there? Yes? Okay. So I'm going to take you guys through this, and I'm literally, if you are on your phone, by the way, if you click on the Instagram, like my photo, it'll come up big on your screen for you. This here is my Instagram, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like walk you guys through this whole platform. If you guys have questions as I'm going through, please feel free to drop them in the chat and I will answer them as we go through everything. If I'm about to get to that point, I'll just say like hang tight with your question and we'll get to it. But what I really want to start with is we're just going to kind of start right from the get-go of how your account is actually set up. I think it's super important when you're understanding Instagram to understand that we now have turned from technically a personal page, and whatever account it is that you're using, whether you've created a business account or you're using your personal account that maybe you've had for like 10 years, I recommend you use your personal account because this is a very lifestyle-based business, and I think that there is something to be said just about having a personal account and sharing your personal journey. But when you go into it, I want you guys to consider creating your Instagram account as a business or a creator account. There's no right or wrong in terms of having it a business or creator account, but you have the option for 3: business, personal, and creator. So if you go to the 3 lines in the top right-hand corner, you'll see that underneath settings, you can go ahead and you can go to account down near the bottom there. And you can switch at the very bottom. You can switch it to personal account or you can switch it to business account. I am a creator account. I should turn my notifications off as I do this as well. One second. Here we go. I am a creator account. So creator or business is what's going to give you insights into your actual IG account. And insights are literally everything in this business in order to understand what it is that your audience is attracted to, what they like, what they don't like, times to post, all the goodness. So if you aren't already a business or a creator account, I highly recommend that you switch to one of those 2. There's some cool features that come along with those. Something else that I just want to talk about as we are in the settings feature here, under notifications, you guys right here, you can choose what notifications you're receiving from people. So if you're finding, as we are getting a lot more active on Instagram, if you're finding there's too many messages or too many notifications coming in, you can just pause all your notifications or turn off your notifications. And when you go into the app, you can just navigate through the app. Your notifications will still be there. You just aren't getting, can you guys see that? Did it just stop? It stopped on my end. Did my screen just stop sharing for you guys? Yes, awesome. This is great. Operation could not be complete. All right, we'll just hang tight here for a second, you guys. So make sure that you can go ahead and change your settings so that you have it. I might just have to show you my screen instead of sharing it. We'll try again. Here we go. I am up again. Okay, I think we're back. Are we back? Awesome. So going on, I want you guys also to know that in the three little lines at the top, instead of going into settings, you can go into your archive. And if you go into your archive, it is all of your old stories and posts that you have. So if you are looking for your old stories, maybe put a poll up, or you had a question sticker, you can go back in and you can see what those are, because your stories only last for 24 hours. So after the 24 hours, if you're like, shoot, I didn't go and check who clicked on my poll, you can actually just go into your archive and it'll show you what's there. Your insights. Now this is something that's really cool, and I will show you guys on mine here. Your insights are, for me, what I love about having a business or creator account, because I can see where my growth is happening. I can see what's happening week after week. If I'm getting growth on Instagram or if I'm not. If I'm getting growth, I have 16 new followers from last week. That for me is showing that, okay, I'm doing something to continue growing. If I'm not growing, then I'm going, okay, what am I not posting, or how am I off? What's going on? So it just gives me a lot of insight into my business. It also shows me my locations, which is really great because I can see my top locations. Guelph for me is one because I'm from Guelph. You will also see countries as well. So here you can really see who you're following and who your followers are. This is really just giving you really great insight into, okay, if you have a ton of people who are following you from like Germany or something, you just need to get your following from the 3 countries that, or 4 countries now actually, France, UK, Canada, and United States are the 4 top countries that you want to have your followers from. Now, age range for me, again, this one's really cool because it's showing me that the highest percentage for me is 25 to 34 years of age, and that's my target market. So that's what I want. And just identifying where the age range is going to help you guys to understand, okay, who are the people that are following me and what work do I need to have done? If you are like, the people who are following me are like 13 to 17 years old, then just reach out to your PS coach and be like, okay, how do I change this? Like, how do I get my actual age range to bump up to wherever my target market is? Something else that I really love down at the bottom, and this is a question that came up in the chat when I talked about Instagram, was what time of day do I post and when do I post? So it'll say followers at the bottom. This tells me when my specific followers are actually the most active on Instagram. So I can see on Tuesdays, my followers are most active between 12 and 3 p.m. Those are like the best times for me. And so that's when I try and post. If I just toggle over, I can see on Wednesdays, it changes a bit. But for the most part, my audience is pretty active between like 12 and 3 is the highest, but morning time, not as much as it is when it goes into the afternoon. Probably because it's mamas, that's nap time. It's, you know, maybe they're working, maybe that's lunchtime, maybe it's break time. Those are kind of the times where I'm like, okay, I have really identified that this is when it could be nap time or school pickup. Even when it was school pickup, like if I was posting right before 3 o'clock, awesome engagement on my posts because everyone was sitting scrolling their phones waiting for the kids to come out of school. So start thinking about some of that. Who's your target audience? And look at your followers and see when they're on social media. That's the best time to post. Now, if you can't post during that time, that's okay. You can use an app, something like Planoly, and that will actually post for you at the scheduled time that you've chosen. So that's something that you can consider if you're like, I work and I can't post during the time that's best for my audience. Use an app that'll automatically post for you. I also cannot find the chat anymore. So if you guys have questions, just unmute yourself, okay? Okay, so that is kind of a business insights, creator insights, whatever one it is, doesn't matter. Moving on to in the training, there's a lot of training on like your profile picture and your bio, but I really want to highlight a couple of things in your bio before we get too far here. You can edit your profile, you can see there, and you can change everything in your bio. I want you to get really crystal clear in your bio about who you are and what you do and how you help somebody else. So have an I help statement. So mine is like, I help stay-at-home mamas build businesses and get fit. What's your I help statement? Who do you help and what do you help them do? Because people are coming to your account and they're going, okay, how does this person help me? What's in it for me? And do I need to actually follow this person or not? So your bio is really important. I also really want to encourage you guys to have a link tree. So if you go to the link tree, you can see that I have 3 links up here. And I have it linked right to the Facebook info group. I also have like an application for coaching. And then I also have another Fit Club that is here as well. And for me, you can switch these out all the time, have like 3 options, and they literally can just link right over. We're just gonna have to do this a lot, you guys. Sorry about that. They can literally just link right over to Facebook even if you wanted to. I think for me, I had for the longest time, like follow me on Facebook because I did a ton of like free groups on Facebook. So if you have a free group, you could do that over on Facebook and just link it right there. That for me was one of the ones that I had for a really long time. So,
Shalene.
Yeah.
Shalene, are people tech savvy enough to know to look at the link? Like, I'm thinking about people my age scrolling through Instagram. Do they know to look at the bio and to look at the link tree?
Good question. Okay, I love this question. Actually, what you can do is you can train people to go and look there. So what I do a lot of the times in my stories is I will say, or even in my post at the bottom, I'll say link in bio. And if people don't know that, in my stories, I will like screenshot my screen and circle where they should go and click on. So I'll screenshot my profile page and I'll circle it when I add it to a story. And then I'm like, click here. And that helps to really train people on where to go and where to click and what to click on next. So you'll see that often. And if you follow, I'm sure you've probably seen that on somebody else's stories where they're like, link in bio, and then they show you the screenshots of exactly what steps to take. That's what you could do. And I would do that often. Does that help? Yes, hope so. Maybe someone's frozen. It could be me. All right. So moving right along, I want you guys to just look at navigating Instagram. So at the bottom, you will see that there's this little house, there's a magnifying glass, there's a plus sign, there's a heart, and then there's your pretty little picture that is sitting there as well. So if you were to go to the house, this takes me to my actual feed. If you go to the magnifying glass, this is what's called the explore page. So this explore page is where I search a lot of things. And this is what Instagram is showing you that you search a lot of. So I will get like a ton of motivational quotes on here because I share a ton of them into my stories. So it really just depends on what you're searching and what you're looking for. Most times that's what you'll see here under this little magnifying glass part. Into the posts. So I'm just gonna like randomly choose a picture here and choose a funny one. I totally recommend that when you guys are putting up a post, this is what's going to go to your main feed. I highly recommend that you use something that has the same filter every single time that you put something up, because this is going to create consistency. So if you want to use a preset, now a preset is something that you purchase and you use it in an app called Lightroom, which is a totally other tutorial, but I can do that for you if you want to do that. I use a preset on my pictures. But you can do this totally right within Instagram. Once you grab a picture, just click on next. And then at the bottom, you're going to see all these filters here. just choose whatever one that you love the most, the look and feel that is good for you, and try to use that filter consistently. I think sometimes, especially when I was first beginning, I was using too many different things and it just made it look too weird on my feed. So if you use the same filter all the time, then it will really help. Where's the one that I used to use all the time? I used to love one. Sierra is one that I love. I don't know why. It just always, I like the lighting on this one. But you can use those. So pick one, use that, or use a preset. The other thing that I love doing is under edit, you can adjust all of the brightness in here if you want to adjust anything. So just play around right within Instagram. None of this, like, you can't go crazy wrong with any of this. Just play around. Something else that I really love is the tilt shift feature. And when you click on that, it actually blurs out the background. This one's really good for if you have a picture or like a sweaty selfie, or you're in the house and it's like the house is a disaster behind you, you can just totally blur it all out. So you'll see that it blurs. You can make it, if you pinch with 2 fingers, you can make the blur bigger or you can make it smaller, and it can just kind of like blur out the background for you. So that's one that I use all the time, especially if I'm not like picking up everything in my house. If you click next, this is where you can actually write a caption. So when you're writing your caption, that's what you see underneath your photo in Instagram when you're scrolling. You'll only see 150 characters, I believe, is the first caption that you will see. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun, you guys. So it's the only thing that you'll see is the first 150 characters. So make sure that that first little bit is like really catching. That's the hook. That's what you want people to like click read more to see the rest of it. Because I know you guys write some really great posts. So really make sure that you have something to hook them in so that they're like, okay, yeah, I actually want to read more of what it is that she's saying. So when you're writing your caption, one question that I get often is, how do you get the line breaks? Like, how do you actually type something out? And then if you were to hit enter right away, sometimes people are like, how do you get this spacing in between the words? And you can't get that spacing. So there's a couple different ways. You can actually go to, I use a website, it's called igfonts.io, and I can copy and paste anything that I write in my notes section, put it right into that, and I can copy and paste it back into Instagram. And when I do that, it'll like reformat everything for me so that it looks nice. But what I actually do, so if I were to type something here, I went to the store and then I type a period, and see how there's a space after that? If I were to hit enter and I kept typing something here, when I post this to Instagram, all of that would just mush together. There would be no space in between. You wouldn't have that line break. So what you actually have to do, and this is a little trick that I learned, if you backspace this and you don't have the space after the period and you just hit enter, you will keep the line break. So that's a really cool one, cool feature to know if you want the line break. I prefer writing in smaller line breaks because I find it's easier to read than if everything's just clumped together in one big paragraph. I find that challenging to read sometimes. So there's just a little tip for you guys. I'm gonna get out of here for a second. So once you write your caption, everything's in there. Really important to, if you want to tag people, you can tag up to, I think it's like 20 people on an actual post. If you're tagging people, I encourage you to tag coaches only when it's something that pertains to the people maybe who are in the picture or to the people who are on your team. If you are inviting people into a challenge group or you're inviting people to come check out the coach opportunity, I would suggest you don't tag other coaches. The more you're tagging other coaches, the more that's all you're going to see on Instagram, one. But the other side of that is you're tagging stuff that's now going to that other coach's feed. And when you're inviting to a challenge group, it's now showing all of their challengers this challenge group that you're inviting to. So like business owner to business owner, just kind of watch what coaches you're tagging and what the post is actually about when you do tag. but really cool way to tag. I tag clients all the time. I tag other partners. You can collab with other people. I love using the tag feature because it shows up on other people's feeds. Locations, adding a location is super important. For whatever reason, Instagram loves when you use like all of the features. So if you add a location onto your post, it is actually more likely to be seen by more people. So add a location in. It doesn't have to be where you are. If you don't want to share exactly the city you're in or the location that you're at right then, just choose the biggest city closest to you, or choose any city. Like you can just put Canada if you wanted to, or just Ontario, or just California. It doesn't matter where it is really. It's really cool way for people to be able to search you by location. So again, getting your name out there to more accounts. If you want to push this post over to Facebook, I highly recommend that when you do, you actually copy and paste your post and then post it into Facebook instead of just pushing it right over. Engagement seems to be higher on Facebook when you aren't just pushing the post over from that screen that I was just on. When you aren't actually pushing the post right over, engagement seems to be higher on Facebook. So just a little tidbit. I have no idea why, but I find it's better when I do that. Okay, that's enough about posting, I feel like. Oh, and then lastly, if you do post something and you're maybe a little bit of a perfectionist like me and you're like, shoot, I had a spelling mistake in that, or the line break didn't go the way that I wanted to, don't edit it within the first 24 hours. For whatever reason, Instagram seems to think that you're like spamming if you're editing things too quickly. So wait for 24 hours and then go back in and change if you want to change any of the grammar, or there's a spelling mistake, or you need to fix the formatting of it. Just wait and go back in 24 hours after, or just leave it, because we're all humans and we make mistakes. So it's totally fine, except for perfectionists like me. If you are going to add a hashtag, I recommend that you add hashtags into either the caption at the very bottom or add them into the comment section. So you can do the first comment of your post. There's a hashtag workbook in FamJam Empire. You can just search it in the team page and you can go through all of the hashtag stuff if you want to over there. I will show you guys though how to search hashtags, because I do use hashtags quite often when I'm looking to grow. So if you go down to the bottom and you go to the little magnifying glass there, at the top you will see search. And here is where you can search top, you can search accounts, you can search tags, which is hashtags, or you can search places. So this for me is where I go often when I'm searching for different hashtags. So if I want to search mom life, I can go here, I can choose it, and I can see there's a ring around that hashtag. So that means that people have actually used that hashtag in a story. And if I wanted to, in my connections time that I have during my day, I can go ahead and I can look at those stories and I can follow some of the people who are active in their stories. I actually follow this hashtag. You can follow hashtags as well, and they will come up in your feed. So anytime the little house at the bottom there, anytime someone's using a hashtag, I'll see if I can find one. I usually have, yeah, there, joyful journey. So there's a hashtag I'm following. So anytime someone uses that hashtag, it comes up in my feed. Again, a really great way just to grow your account and to be able to find new accounts right within your feed without having to go and search through the hashtags all the time. So something that's really cool there. Another feature that I love is places. I will go into places and I search them all the time as well. So I like to go, especially if I'm in a new location, I will just search near me and I'll see if there's like some nice little coffee shops, or maybe there's like places that I would take the kids, whether it be a farm or whether it be like a museum or something like that. That's where I'm going to find my target audience. So search for locations that are around you that your target audience might be going to and tagging. And then you can go ahead and go in there and you can follow some of those places, or you can just creep out some of the accounts and you can see if anybody is your vibe. So I use this search feature quite often. All right, I'm gonna move over. If you are on the main page here, If you are swiping over, so you're gonna swipe over to the left, oh, there's a picture, it'll actually take you right to your DMs. So if you guys don't know how to get into your DMs, in case you are new to this platform, that's how you get into your DMs. You can filter them as well if you wanted to. You can filter them by what's in your inbox, what's unread, and also what's flagged. So you can flag them. You'll see like a little orange triangle. So you can see a little orange triangle on these ones. I flag a lot of the conversations that I'm having with people that are about a challenge pack. So if I need to keep track of them, that's one way that I can keep track of some of my conversations. I have noticed sometimes Instagram decides to be a little bit finicky, and I've lost some of my flags before, so caution on that. But if you are just flagging them because you're going quick, and then maybe at the end of the day, you can go ahead and track all of the ones that you flagged so that you know that you have those names down, you can do that. But a cool little feature there to go ahead and flag them. All right, we're gonna move into stories. Does anybody have any questions so far? I'm gonna get into like how you make stories nice and pretty. Once I stop getting these updates that I have to do. All right.
Shalene?
Yeah?
Hey. How did you swipe to get to your DMs? I missed that.
So if you are on if you're on the home page at the bottom there,
yep.
If you just swipe over to the left, you get right to your DMs. And actually swipe to the right, it goes back, swipe right again, and it goes right to your stories.
Okay.
Did that work?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just playing around with it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Okay, so swiping over to the fun stuff. When you swipe over, you are going to get into the story part. This is all of you guys and my crazy screen that you see right now. I am actually just going to take a picture of my table so that we can have something to work with here. Okay, so in the stories, if you can take a picture right within it by using the button at the bottom. I should have showed you guys that. Hold on one second. So the little circle at the bottom, you can take a picture right within the app. And when you take a picture right within the app, it just stays right on your story. At the very top, you can see there's a little arrow, so you can download that picture. I do this all the time. I will take a picture and I will download it, and then I will post the story later on. Or if I'm taking like a bunch of photos and I want to put stories up all at the same time, I'll just save the photo so I don't have to put it up right away. When you save the photo, it'll save to your camera roll on your camera. So that's something that's really cool that you can use. You'll also notice, depending on the type of account that you have, you will have like this little link button at the top as well. It's a hyperlink button. If you have IGTV, you can actually link to an IGTV, which is really cool because you can actually have a swipe up feature on your story and say swipe up to check out more information on this, and it will link it right over to the IGTV. If you go into the little happy face, the square happy face here, this is where you're going to see a ton of the stickers. So this is, I encourage you to actually add some type of sticker or timestamp, poll, music, location, anything to every single story that you put up. Location is really cool because again, I showed you guys how to search locations. So if you were to add a location to this, I'm at Sherkston Shores right now. If someone were to search Sherkston Shores, my story would actually pop up in that little ring that I showed you in the search page. So you can have your stories be seen by more than just the people who are following you. Same with a hashtag. If you use the hashtag sticker, you can hashtag mom life. And now anyone who searches the hashtag mom life, it will show up in that story for mom life. I will hide these. If you take 2 fingers and you just like pinch it in and out, it zooms in and out on the whatever item it is that you've selected. So I like to hide these quite often. I will put it here, and then if I tap on Sherkston Shores, it changes the color, but it brings it to the forefront. So now nobody even sees that I have a hashtag there. Same if I were to write onto this. So if I go into the text, which is the A, the two little A's at the top here, if I go into those and I were to write something like team call, at the bottom, I can scroll over and change the font of the writing that I have. I highly recommend that you have like 2, maximum 3 fonts that you use in your stories. And this will start to brand your story. If you're using more than 2 or 3 fonts, sometimes it just gets confusing. But if you're using the same fonts over and over again, people will actually start, without even seeing your name, start to recognize that it's you, which is really cool. So you're starting to build your brand. Now at the very top, you can see we can change the alignment to left, we can change it to right, or I can change it to the middle. I can also change the color. Now the colors come up at the bottom, so you can see like the rainbow of colors that come up at the bottom. Something that I love doing is I actually hold my finger down on one of the colors. So I'm gonna choose blue and I'm gonna hold my finger down, and now a gradient comes up. So I can actually choose any color that I want on here instead of just those like standard colors that it has. I like using teal quite often. So if you've seen teal in my stories and you're like, wait, how does she get teal? I don't understand. This is how. You can also, at the top, we're gonna try and share this again. You can go ahead and actually, there was like a square with an A. And when you hit the square with an A, it just brings up different features. So it'll create like a shadow sometimes, or it'll create a box around your text so that you can see it a little bit better. All right, here we are. So this one here creates a shadow. If I were to pick a different font, you'll see the different backgrounds that kind of come up here because that little A with the 2 stars beside it is selected. So if I hit done, I can now use my 2 fingers again, and you can pinch it to make it smaller. You can pinch it to make it bigger. You can see that line that just came up that shows you where the middle of the actual story is. And I can totally cover up any location or any hashtag that I'm using if I don't want it to be seen. If I want it to be seen, you can totally leave it. But sometimes it's just like it gets busy, right? And there's like too much and you're like, wait, I don't love how that looks. So you can just cover it up so it looks a little bit cleaner. So that's a little bit about how to use some of those. There was a question, I'm just gonna open the chat. There was a question about how do you actually add music to here? And yes, actually good, good point, Danielle. If you wanted to make your text, you can do it like, honestly, you can do all kinds of things here, you guys. I can actually just even select just one word. So if I were to select just call, I can actually change the color of call. So it says team call under 2 different colors. There's so many different things that you can do within here. Just make sure you select the text, change the different color, and away you can go with that. So that's something fun that you guys can do as well. Okay, so from here, if you guys are putting up a video, say you're putting up a workout video, I have done both ways. You can record the video and have music playing in the background and then just put the video up with the music. But sometimes I get blocked when I do that because Instagram doesn't like when you are using music and not talking. So I'll use the music sticker. And this is how I add music to all of my stories. I just search through here. You can browse if you want to browse the different categories, you can do that. Or you can just search at the top and you can type in any artist and likely their song will come up on here. When you choose a song, hopefully this won't be too loud. When you choose a song, you can actually choose at the bottom. You can just swipe over to get the actual part of the song that you want to have in here. So that's a cool part that you can have as well. I'm going to cancel this so there's not a ton of music. There we go. Back into the stickers. Again, guys, just play around with this. The poll feature is something that I use quite often. Questions is a really good one. You can just type in whatever question you want. Again, you can change the color of the background here, which is really cool. Add this here. You can do a DM me, which is really cool because people can click on the actual DM me sticker and it'll go right to your DMs. You can do a countdown, which I really love doing the countdowns. because you can say like virtual boot camp is happening. You just select the date if it's happening on the 9th, and then you can have this countdown here, and people can turn on the reminder for a countdown on your stickers as well. If ever you put something up and you're like, oh, I don't like how that looks, you don't have to start from scratch. You can just put your finger on it, hold it, and drag it down to the little trash can button, and it will get rid of it for you. So I can drag all of this down, get rid of all of this, and it's gone. So you don't have to start over from scratch again if you don't want to. Another thing that I do often on my stories, I will use the little scribble button, scribble line at the top. And this is where you can actually freehand draw anything that you want on here. If you draw something and you're like, okay, this is not great, you can click undo and it goes away. At the very top, you will see there's like a marker, there's an arrow, so it automatically draws arrows, which is really great because I used to try and draw them myself all the time. There's a highlighter, and on the side, you'll see a little bar here. This sidebar actually makes your brush bigger or smaller. So this one's like a highlighter, so you can kind of see through it. This one here is like a glow spray paint, I don't really know. And then this one is an actual eraser, so you can go ahead and erase anything if you wanted to, or hit that undo button. You don't have to draw your own arrows. No, you do not have to draw your own arrows. So something else that I'll show you guys is I use the highlighter function quite often. I love the highlighter because if you've ever seen my stories, I will put up a story and then it has like a color in front of the story. So I'll use the highlighter button, and at the bottom again, you have this gradient. So you can choose, hold your finger down on one of the colors and drag this around to whatever you want. So I want to have like a light, let's say I want a light pink. If I hold my finger down on my screen, the entire screen will go pink. So this is how I get like a color gradient over top of anything that I'm doing. And again, you can write on top of this still. I can still put on that we're having a team call and it comes over top of that there. So hopefully that makes sense. If you wanted to use the eraser button, you could actually erase and just see through some of it as well. Another fun thing that you can do, and like totally play around with this when it comes to your own design and like your own brand and what it looks like. But sometimes I used to do this as well. I would use the highlighter feature. I would make it a little bit smaller on the side. I would choose the color that I want. I like teal, so I use teal all the time. And you can actually just drag your finger on like the outside of your phone and it creates like a box around it. So if you wanted to create like a pretty little box on, I'm going really quick here, but you get the point. You can start to see that it just makes it pop. So this is, again, just find ways that you can like make it pop and make it different than everybody else's stories. The whole point is so that you can like be like, oh, right, this is Shalene's stories, or oh, that totally looks like Glendy, or oh, that totally looks like Tanya. Like whoever it is, just start to find your brand and start to do things really consistently over time. I could go on for days, but I will just continue to show you a couple other things you can think of. Again, I use the highlighter one all the time, but like even in behind my writing, like I can add like a little scribble or a line. So consider using all of these functions when you are in your stories. Okay. Super helpful, good. I'm just going through the chat really quick. Mind blown, awesome. Okay, when adding music to a video, how can you record a video with music and have the same song on all the slides? Change subjects. Yep, that's okay, we can go back. Oh, sorry, I'm still drawing. Hit done when you're done doing that. Again, if you don't want to add this, you can just hit save and it'll save automatically to your camera roll. Or if you want to add this story, if you're ready, at the very bottom, you can click your stories and you can just add it right up to your stories. If you want to get out of here, hit the X in the top left-hand corner and you can get completely out of here. Now, if I want to find that story, or say you took a picture from earlier on, I'll get to the music question in a second, but say you took a picture earlier on, I can actually swipe up on my phone and now I have all of the things that I have, all of the things that I've saved into my camera roll or the pictures that I've taken earlier in the day. So you guys can see this here. You can just choose any of them This is one I took of the team call here. You can choose that, automatically comes up, and now you can write over top of it. If you are wanting to do a video, so let me see here. Okay, here's a video. I don't know if you can, I don't think you can hear the sound, which is great. At the very bottom, you'll see there's 4 different stories. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So on these stories here, this is where I edit all my stories. You can only do 4 stories at a time if you're recording within Instagram. They're 15-second clips, 4 stories at a time. Used to be a lot more, used to be way easier. Now it's only 4. So I edit all of them before I actually click next, because when you hit next, it will then allow you to post this to your stories. So I will do anything that I'm like, any of the editing that I want to do, I will go to the second one, then I'll go to the third, fourth, so on and so forth. If I'm adding music to these, I will go in, I will choose a song. Say I'm doing Making Memories of Us. I know where the song's starting because it will start at the same point for every story that I add it to, and I know this is the first story. So I'm adding this on. I go to story number 2 at the bottom. I choose the same song, so I'm going to music, Making Memories of Us. In a second, I will show you. And then I just scroll the slider over. So that time at the bottom, I just scroll it over so that it lines up with the song from the last slide. And I continue to do that on all 4 stories. That is also something you can look at the lyrics. So you can change it to see the lyrics of the actual song, and then you can see kind of where you left off. Try this again. I feel like this might not work. 1 second. Here we go. So again, if I click on the actual Making Memories of Us, I can just slide along the bottom, and I know it can go to the 15-second point. So I just kind of like keep my eye on where it ends and where it starts, and you can see the lyrics that are there. So I click done. If I were to go to my third story, again, I add music, Making Memories of Us. That was the second story. And I know I Want to Honor Your Mother was the last lyrics. That was on the last story, so I just go to the next line. And then I know where I'm at. Does that answer your question? I hope that it does. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so that's a little bit about how to put a story up, what to do with your stories, how to make them look pretty. I'm gonna get out of here and we're gonna scroll down. There are a couple different features on here. At the bottom, you'll see it says story. You will see it says live. So if you want to do a live video, that's where you would go. And there's also this cool new Reels, which is like TikTok. So we'll get into a full training on Reels once I understand a little bit more about it. But it looks pretty cool. And again, it is like music videos. It's basically TikTok on Instagram. So I'm pretty pumped for it. I've already been like playing around with it. I'm really excited for it. If you wanted to add a filter onto any of your stories, I use filters quite often. I actually love these ones. They're really pretty. It just says like Wednesday. This one is, oh, sorry, this one here has, where is it? It says like coffee time. Yeah, coffee time, breakfast time. They're just really pretty little filters. You can actually choose the filter at the bottom if you want to take a picture of yourself. And then you could go ahead and click on the actual filter. So you're actually clicking on like this little thing right here. I'm trying to do this as I'm looking. And it would take a picture so that you can use that picture. So if you're using filters, that's how you can use them. I love filters, honestly. I use them all the time. Nothing wrong with them at all. And on the left-hand side, you guys might not have this updated yet on your end. It might actually be all at the bottom. Mine just updated today, so I'm not sure what everyone's looks like. But on the left-hand side where there's that arrow, you can see that it says create. You can also see that it says boomerang. So if you want to do boomerang, everyone knows boomerang is the thing that like goes like this. You can do a super zoom, which the super zoom is just like, it has crazy little things. You guys can just play around here and super zoom, and hands free. this was one of the questions that kind of came up, and you were like, how do you record right within Instagram? This is how you record right within Instagram. So if you were to hit the circle at the bottom here, it just starts recording automatically. So it will only record up to 4 stories though. It stops at a minute. So 4 stories of 15 seconds each. I literally record my workout videos right within Instagram. I literally flip it around. I record the video of myself working out, then I stop it. So I will stop it and I just save it. And then I continue on with my workout and then I post them up later. So hopefully that helps anybody who's wondering how to do workout videos or how to record right within the app. That's how you can do it. We'll discard this because I don't need it. And if you hold it down, it'll go 3, 2, 1. So you can go hands-free, like you don't have to see yourself actually pressing the button and walking away from it. You can have that 3, 2, 1 so you're actually away from the camera before you go ahead and record the story. So that's that. I hope that that helps in terms of stories. I'm gonna hit X here. When you go to your, I'm actually just gonna pause for a hot second. Does anybody have questions on that? I'm gonna show you how to see the stories that you have. I'm gonna show you how to see the stories that you have and who's watching them. And grab my plug. If you guys have questions, just pop it in the chat here. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, perfect. So there was a question there before I moved on, didn't I? Where's the filter that shows what BB workout you're doing? So that one is, you can share it from one of ours. Danielle, if you know what that one is off the top of your head, you can write it in. I know she uses that one often. It's actually called Beachbody Workout. So you can just search the effect and it's called Beachbody Workout. So hopefully that helps. Okay, so if you go to your own profile, you guys can go to your profile and you can click on your stories. When you click on your stories, you can actually swipe up from your story and you can see who is watching your stories. So you can see your viewers by just swiping up from your own story. Perfect, thank you, Danielle. I knew she would send it over. That's amazing. And that for me is really where, when I'm watching my story viewers, that for me honestly is like where I live in seeing who to invite and starting conversation and saying like, hey, thank you so much for actually following me. Thank you so much for watching my stories. That's how I go and I do them. This is driving me crazy. So I'm just gonna flip my phone around to show you guys. And I'm going to pin my video. So hopefully you guys can see this. So I will go into my stories. At the very top, I just click on my button. You'll be the first one you see all the time. And when you swipe up from here, you can see everyone who's watching your stories. So this here is where I will message people. If you click on the arrow button, you can message them right from your story, or you can click on the person's name and it will take you to their profile. And then you can go ahead and message them from their profile. This is where I like literally live to see who's actually been watching me and what they're doing, what they're up to. And it really helps to like build relationships on here and connections with people. So if you ever put a story up and you don't like it, you can also delete from here as well. You can go ahead and hit the trash can button there and it will delete it for you automatically. So that's a little bit about where to find your stories and how to find the people that are watching you. If you go into your stories, let me find one here, that you want to add to, we didn't talk about any of our highlights yet. So I have a workout video that we did this morning. You can add, these stories only last 24 hours and then they're gone, which is something that I actually really love about Instagram because things just disappear right away. And I'm like, great, it's only ever 24 hours, so I don't have to be that scared. Not everyone's gonna see it. If you want to keep it though, you can actually just hit the highlight button at the bottom and the highlights will come up. And now this here, you can add it here and this stays on your Instagram account now until you take it off. So if you were to go back to your own profile, you'll see this is what came up when I clicked on it. I can save to my highlights. I highly encourage you guys to add in a highlight of like what is coaching, what is a virtual boot camp, anything to do with like nutrition, maybe mindset. You can add different types of highlights in there so that people can go and look and see really what is like all encompassing and like what makes you you. So add some fun highlights in there. Add some highlights that you're going to be having the same conversation with people over and over again, because you can just tell them to go check out your highlight. So you can click on your highlight. So if you were to click on one of your highlights here, say you have one that is like about this is 3-day refresh. So for me, if I wanted to actually, I could click on the bottom, I can send this to somebody and I can copy the link. So if anyone had questions about it, you don't even need a website. You really just need highlights. If someone's like, hey, what's a 3-day refresh? You could have 6 stories that explains what the 3-day refresh is, send them the link, done. Same with like, what is coaching? Do a story series on what is coaching. You can have up to 100 stories in each highlight, and you could literally be showing people like what a day in the life of looks like for you, or why you started coaching, or navigating some of those objections that we constantly get. You can have those as a highlight and just send it off to people to be like, hey, check this out. And people love watching video, right? So that's super easy. You don't need a website. You don't need anything else. It's all right within Instagram. Lastly on here, I really want to touch on the IGTV feature, because I think that it's really one that if you're using all of the aspects of Instagram, Instagram just really loves it. So in terms of the algorithm, if you're using IGTV on top of stories, on top of posting, doing live video, and now doing reels, which I'm really excited for, if you're using all of those, they're likely to feature your account more on people's news feeds. So if you want to do an IGTV, oftentimes what I do is I actually will do a live video, and then I just hit save when I'm done the live video, and I upload it as an IGTV. So how I do that, I go to the little magnifying glass, I go to IGTV at the top, and this will take you to like all of IGTV. So you can see everyone's in here. I'll click the button at the top, the little plus sign, and now I can add my own video. Your video has to be at least 1 minute in length and up to 10 minutes. Some people can go up to 15 minutes, but for the most, I think it's 10 minutes right now. So keep your video from 1 minute to 10 minutes. When you click on it, you have the option, I'm just gonna click next to go through. You have the option to add a cover photo. And what I actually do is I usually add a cover photo from my camera roll at the bottom. So if I click on that, I could add like this cover photo. So it's not like a random shot of me just talking in my IGTV. I add the cover photo on. I click next again. And this is where you can add a title for your IGTV and a description. Another thing that's really cool on this is when you add a title, in the description, you can actually add a link. So if you wanted to put a website link in here, you could totally add a website link. You cannot link anywhere else in Instagram except for in your IGTV unless you have more than 10,000 followers, which I think everyone on this call for the most part is under 10,000 followers. So this is another cool way that you can link things right within IGTV. So if you were to put the link in there, I'll show you afterwards where you can get it. You can add different series. Again, you can send people links to your IGTVs, just like you do your highlights. So if you wanted to do a series on what is coaching, or you want to do a series on the 3-day refresh, you could totally do a series of videos and send them the links for these videos without having to have an external website. You can keep everything right within the app. You can post a preview. This posts a preview right to your feed. If you don't want to, you just toggle that off so it doesn't post a preview onto your feed. If you don't want to like mess up any pattern you might have on your feed, you can just untoggle that so it doesn't. I usually have it toggled though because I get more viewers that way. I don't want to post that, so I'm just going to cancel out of it for a hot second. If you go back to your profile, You'll see here under the highlights, there is actually the IGTV one is right here. And these are all the IGTVs that I have posted up. So this is your own IGTV channel. And this is where I will show you this one here. I actually have one. It's just a quick video that says like, click here to grab your kit. And if I clicked on it, that's where I added that link to the description. And now people can actually click on that and it takes them outside of Instagram to, this one here is actually just to a form that I was gonna have them fill out. So that's how you use the link feature. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, popping out of that, the last thing I wanna show you guys is the Reels. Again, you have your own feed here. You have the Reels now here, which I added a couple, so you can go check those out afterwards. You have the IGTV, and then this here is everything that people have tagged you in. So anything that someone's tagged me in is now situated right here. And this is where I was talking about when other people are coming to my feed, I don't want to be tagging Shorty and Danielle in all the posts that say, hey, come join my team, because I don't want their followers to now come to my account. So like business owner to business owner, that's something that I try and be really cognizant of, is that I'm not going and tagging them on things where I'm actually inviting people to something that I'm running or that I'm hosting, unless it's something we're doing as like a collab, then that's a little bit different. All right, I know we are past 9 o'clock. There are a couple other features, but I think for the most part, hopefully I helped you guys to get through the majority of the platform. I don't live too much in the explore page. Oh, also if you wanna do Reels, if you go to the search button and you actually click on this one, if you swipe up, you can see all the Reels. It's like TikTok. So just swipe up and you can get lost in the craziness that is new Instagram Reels. But hopefully you guys can navigate this a little bit better. I didn't go over the heart section. The heart section is your notifications. And this is really important to see who's liking your post, who your new followers are. You can follow them back. You can send them a message to say, hey, thanks for following me. We'll do a whole nother training on exactly how we use the platform in terms of our business. But hopefully this gives you a really great understanding of the different features and different things that you can do within the platform. Last thing, when you guys are at the top and you see all these stories, these are likely the people of the stories that you watch the most, and it'll be the same people over and over again. Just give that a really good swipe all the way over and start watching all the stories that you never see. And those are the ones that you can start engaging with. I try and do that often when I get here so that I start seeing new people on my stories instead of the same 10 or 12 coaches that I tend to watch over and over again. So hopefully that helps. I'm just gonna quickly get through some of this chat and see if there's any questions. Was there any questions in here that I did not answer yet? You're welcome, Josie. We've got the filter, perfect. Can someone send me the weekday filter? Yes. Here, another, I'll just show you lastly, because everyone's gonna want all these filters. If you go to, ooh, I have to find it now. Where do we browse effects? There's somewhere that you can browse effects. So if you have one of the effects, one of the filters.
It's in your stories.
Yeah, I'm in my stories, but like if I don't have one downloaded is my problem.
Yeah, you have to scroll on the filters to the far, scroll towards the left to the far right.
There we go. You can browse the effects here, and this will give you all the effects that we're talking about in terms of like the different things for your stories if you want to have the different filters. And I'll send you the weekday one. Yes, tons of information. This is recorded, so you guys can look at this and go back on this over and over again. I will post it in the FamJam team page as well, so if you guys have questions on it, please comment on it. I know that this is a lot of information, but Instagram is a very intricate platform, and it's like the possibilities are endless on how we can use this to benefit our business. But hopefully this gives you like ground level of like how to use the different features and to navigate them a little bit so that you can start branding yourself on social media and be using the platform to the best of its ability. Any last minute questions? I'm happy to answer them if you want. I think for me, like the whole rainbow text thing, the gradient thing was like the biggest thing that blew my mind when I learned that for the first time. I was like, what is happening? So choose your colors. Pick like 2 or 3 colors that you want to use for your brand, and then you can use those. I'm just going through the chat. I think I got it all, hopefully. We good? I'm gonna unpin my video. Thank you guys. Thanks for showing up. If you guys have more questions, let me know. Other than that, I hope you have a great night, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.